everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. We have day number 4 of our Trembling Madvent event that's going to run all through December, obviously. Well, I say all through December, until the 24th at least. So far, the beers have been cracking out this Advent Calendar from Trembling Madness, and the highlight probably being for me not probably, no doubt about it, the Beak Citrus or Citra IPA, 7%. It was absolutely lovely. I believe it was day 2. Go and check the video out if you haven't seen it. So far, this is the variety box. We've had 2 IPAs and 1 sour beer from Vault City, and the sour beer from Vault City was very, very good, brewed in collaboration with Yonder. If you haven't seen the video, I believe that was day 3. Let's get on to day 4. Let's see what is behind door number 4. Trying to be careful with this box. There we go. What have we got? Okay, we have got a CBD IPA from Alpha Delta and Cannabrew. There we go. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but there's a really cool metallic effect on this can art. Alpha Delta, I'm quite happy with this. Alpha Delta, I've had a couple of really good beers from Alpha Delta. I believe they did a collaboration with Northern Monk as well, a few, well, probably about a year ago now, that went into Morrison's. I can't remember now. But I've had a couple of the Alpha Delta beers. What's that doing? Is that flashing away? God knows what that sign's doing. If it's flashing away, I do apologise. I can kind of see it out the corner of my eye. I had a few of the Alpha Delta beers, bought a couple of the beers out of the bottle shop. I believe it was through Beer Hounds, probably 2 years ago now, I reckon. And I've always been impressed, but actually had nothing from Cannabrew. I missed out on them at Brew London. I knew they were there, but I just didn't get anything from them. Generally, I've never been kind of much of a one for the kind of weed community or anything like that, so it doesn't really, it kind of passes me by a little bit. I've got nothing against it, it just probably doesn't suit me, so I kind of always pass them by. But let's get into it and see what we've got. Right, can opening. Whoa, lively. lively. Let's get it into my Lord's Sleeper glass. So it's a CBD IPA, a new one for me if I'm honest. I had one of Trav's Australian beers that was kind of had hemp in it, but this I presume has got CBD in it. I don't even know what it's going to do to me. Is CBD a drug? I don't know. I'm so naive to this stuff. It's ridiculous. What have we got then? Well, we've got a very, very New England looking IPA. It's got a one finger tight white head. It's slightly darker than pineapple, but three out of the 4 beers now have looked pretty similar. It's hazy, no sediment in there. Doesn't look like there's much going on in the way of carbonation, but it looks good as an IPA. I just don't know what the CBD part is. So let's get an aroma then. Let's get my hair off that. Oh, it's piney. There is a sweet fruit in there, but I don't know what it is. I don't want to say pineapple. If I was going to say anything, I'd have said passion fruit. It's very rare you get passion fruit on its own. But there is a kind of earthy background to this beer. Now, is that CBD? I genuinely don't know. I don't know. I don't drink... Like I say, very naive to this thing. I should have said, actually, it's 6%. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks really good, in fact. Cheers, everybody. Wow. First things first, this is absolutely full on, this beer. From the moment you taste it. There we go. Oh, there's a bitter, earthy, leafy note that runs all the way through this beer. Is that the CBD? There is a sweet hint of mango and passion fruit at the start. But very quickly there's this really earthy, overly viney thing that runs all the way through. And it's almost metallic. I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this at all. Finish, it's got a bit of like hint of like berry to the finish for me, blueberry, but it's so metallic and bitter. It's so beyond bitter, it's not even enjoyable. No, I'm not a fan of that at all. No, that's not for me. That is absolutely not for me. Let's have a look at the can, see if we can find out what's going on here. I don't want to say it. Well, I do want to say it. But it's kind of got a hint of that metallic, overly bitter, cheap Lidl vibe. You know those kind of like Lidl beers that are just synthetically bitter and they taste cheap? This is what this tastes like to me. So what have we got? Alpha Delta CBD IPA, 0.0% THC. I think that's the bit that gets you stoned, isn't it? I'm kind of going back to my sort of secondary school. Not that I smoked drugs in secondary school, but the stuff that you hear at secondary school. 20 milligrams of CBD per 400 millilitres. So there's 20 milligrams of CBD in this, whatever that means. Alpha Delta or Cannabrew. Ingredients: water, wheat, barley, oats, hops, yeast, and CBD. 6%. There's nothing else in that can at all. I don't like it. I really, really don't. Initially, there's a lovely citrus and passion fruit and slight wafer malty start. And then it's just this horrible, earthy, leafy, viney bitterness. Oh, it just gets worse as it progresses. Not for me. Not for me. I don't know what CBD is. Well, I know it comes from weed, but I don't know what it is. If it's that's making that beer taste like that, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. It's really annoying because I know Alpha Delta are a fantastic brewery. But this is by far and away the worst beer I've had from them. For me personally, it starts off for that sort of. I'm literally talking half a second. You get those lovely sweet malt and passion fruit flavours up front. Oh, and then it gets really earthy and horrible. Not a fan. It tastes so synthetic. It tastes like 71 Brewing have brewed a Lidl beer, a Lidl IPA. Maybe the thing is with CBD, I don't know. The thing is with such a niche brewery like Cannabrew, was it a good move for Trembling Madness to put them in the box? It's quite niche, isn't it? Like their stall at Brew London wasn't overly busy a lot of the time because we were just around the corner from them. Obviously, I was on the stand with Lords. I think it was I don't know. I think it was probably a bit of a bad move by Trembling Madness to put them in the box. Horrible, like it's not rotten vegetable, but it's almost like the smell of rotting leaves. That's the best way I can describe it. You know, in the wintertime when there's like packed leaves on the floor, if you live in the countryside like I do, you smell rotten leaves. Rotting leaves. It smells like that. I'm not a fan of that at all. I think that's just. I kind of get the niche thing. It's Cannabrew, it's cannabis. It's all kind of in vogue at the moment, especially CBD and everything else. But for a craft beer drinker that's bought this box blind, I don't think it's the beer to put in the box. I think that's a Trembling Madness know what they're doing, and they don't need rubbish off of me as a beer reviewer standing in a spare bedroom talking about it. But I think that's a shocker to put that in the box. How am I going to rate it? For me, for my taste, it's borderline. It is borderline undrinkable. I'm not going to drink any more of it. That is a 1 out of 5. It's terrible for me. You might like it. You might get CBD. If you enjoy CBD, it might be the most amazing thing in the world. I don't even know how you would consume CBD. I've seen oils and stuff, but the taste is not good. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Have I been too harsh? I don't think I have been. If you've tasted this, and you probably know what I mean. Yeah, get in the comments. Let me know. Like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.